Jay Reacher? I wonder if that could be Jack Reacher, America's Arbiter of Justice. Probably not.
I'm on my way.
Here's your food, Mr. Reacher.
That's right, Jack Reacher here.
You are Jack Reacher. That's amazing. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. Can I get your autograph, Mr. Reacher? Please.
I suppose one of these guys.
It'll just take a minute. I swear to God, I got a pad right here. Here, I'll come in. I'll put this down on your table.
I mean, this is a little intrusive. Son of a bitch. This is not good. This is totally inappropriate of you.
I'm gonna get Jack Reacher's autograph. I'm so excited,
You can't
Mr.
just enter someone's house like that.
Yeah, well, I know, but
It's called trespassing.
I know.
Time to serve justice.
Okay, but we can
Oh, I got an autograph for you. An explosive one.
Explosive! No! I'll get you for this, Reacher! Welcome to Beelman's Corner.
I'm Chow.
And I'm Neil. And today we're
This
talking
is Beelman's Corner.
This is Beelman's Corner.
On Reacher.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Reacher! So excited about this one.
Reacher!
I'm excited about this
Reacher!
one. Not because of its artistic merit so much.
I mean, this show is right up there with Gone with the Wind.
Oh yeah, right up there.
No,
Gone
honestly,
with the
this
Wind.
show
I
is
mean,
kind of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's fun. Extremely fun. It harkens back to
the
80s
day,
action.
yeah,
era.
80s and 90s. It
And
feels
90s,
like they
for sure.
threw
A hybrid.
like Commando, Rambo,
yeah.
RoboCop, like all these action movies, and then like TV shows like
Coalesced them
MacGyver,
into one human
A-Team,
character.
and like just mixed it up in a blender.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be Reacher.
Reacher.
And it's
like
Reacher
6'5"
is
blonde,
like all
white
those
dude
action
with blue
movies
eyes.
and shows
Kind of creepy.
incarnate.
Yeah. And so he's like this mega
He's a
huge dude.
huge, big ass. We noticed that from season 1 to season 3.
He's gotten bigger,
much
which
more
is
ripped.
scary because this
Yeah.
dude was already huge.
Like the dude was jacked,
And that
already,
fits
and
the
now he's
Reacher of the
mega
books.
jacked.
Yep. Unlike Tom Cruise of the movies, who was
like, what the-
5'4".
Hey guys,
I'm
Jack Reacher.
I'm gonna kill you.
Compared to I'm Jack Reacher.
Yeah. How he's supposed to really be. When I read one of the books. I read one of the books about Oklahoma
Football.
Nebraska football team going after Reacher.
You remember the name of the book?
I don't remember forgetting the name of the book.
According to Wikipedia,
Never Go Back.
Never Go Back is the 18th
That's not it either.
series written by Lee.
So
Worth
he's
dying
actually
for.
read one of the books
Yep.
called
And
Worth Dying.
Worth dying for. And it was about how Reacher falls into trouble in some small town, like most stories go. And he ends up fighting a Nebraska 10 offensive linemen. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
And
So he's got some insight into the book.
so inside the book. And very much the character, I pictured Dolph Lundgren. And this guy
playing the role.
Yep,
The
going
way
back
they
to what we were
described
talking
him.
about. Yep.
So it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
This guy's
This guy
Dolph
is good.
Lundgren-esque.
Yeah, you can't have Lundgren
Not
now
really,
because
but,
he is
yeah.
in his 60s, probably pushing 70
Yeah.
at this point. And this guy, Alan Richson, fits the role
that's
perfectly.
who plays Reacher, Alan
Yeah.
Richson.
He's very likable because you could get a 6'3", and it's hysterically macho. Like,
And I really enjoyed season 3.
yes, 3 was great.
They just
so far.
ended and it had a very nice finale. So the story's kind of like Reacher gets involved
Similar to season 2.
with a DEA agent. There's kind of an overlap in some of there's some like
One of his proteges.
Copy pastes that happen on that. One of his proteges is killed.
Someone he knows really well, a former
on their
soldier
last, like,
that
to
he
do
worked
their,
with.
like, someone Reacher had, like, raised up through the system.
Yeah.
Has a bust that she's like, you take this bust.
Yep.
So he feels responsible for her death because she died on the last bust.
Season 2 was just a really good friend of Reacher who worked with him too, was another badass
Yeah.
soldier. So this was one who he actually taught and mentored.
But the
who was really
the
good.
thing about season 3 is the
Yep.
guy who killed
This woman.
his protege
Yeah.
this time now has amnesia and doesn't even remember Reacher.
Yeah, Reacher killed him, he thought. Reacher
Yeah.
shot him in the head and he went flipping off into a cliff, which is so far-fetched and awesome
Yeah.
and cheesy, because this Asian
Yeah.
guy lives through this, and he's really badass, because he's got the same kind of, like, training as Reacher.
Yeah,
He's just
Reacher
as
does
good.
too as well.
You know?
So,
maybe not just as big and strong, but just as good as Reacher. And so Reacher finds out it's this guy, and he ends up being the ultimate bad guy.
But the fact that he has amnesia allows Reacher to go undercover
And
to
it's-
track this guy down, and he just so happens to bump into this hot, gorgeous Maina, which is one kind of complaint about
Oh my
this
God.
season.
We lived in Maine.
we lived in Maine.
Got a safe house in the woods just outside of Hartford.
we
We
didn't
heard
hear that
Maine
accent.
accents.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Mainer
I mean,
accent.
it's similar to a Boston accent
Yeah,
in
she was
some
more
ways.
Boston accent than
I would
Mainer
say more
accent.
Boston than Mainer, but
But that would be our one
It's
like,
arguable.
nitpick about this season.
yeah. She's a British actress.
But
I forget her name.
Yeah, so it's a
But
British
she was-
woman doing a Mainer accent, which was kind of hilarious.
And she's a good actress. I'm
And
not
our
going to put her
second
down,
nitpick-
but I thought the accent, again, you can always put down an accent.
Since it takes place in Maine in some scenes,
Yeah.
we lived in Portland. There's a scene where he's like, "We got to go out to the old quarry in Portland."
Oh, yeah, that was not
they
Portland,
that
Maine.
was not Portland.
Not any Portland, Maine I have
In
seen.
fact, we
Maybe
looked
South
it up
Portland,
to verify it
more
was like
industrial.
Nova Scotia or something.
Yeah,
like
it was.
that.
They filmed in
So
Nova
that's
Scotia
kind of
and
so those are our two
Newfoundland or something,
nitpicks of the
Finland.
season.
Yeah.
But
two
overall, the
nitpicks.
story of the season was entertaining.
But
'cause,
who
like,
wants realism in this kind of show? Because
It's very much a
some of
power
it's grounded.
fantasy show.
Yes.
You know,
The fact that his ultimate bad guy friend has taken this family kind of hostage, Anthony Michael Hall, who's this super rich
who
guy
is
in
also,
this town.
yeah, this plays the one of
Yeah,
the characters.
great
in
to
the
see
show.
him, you know, because she's
Yeah, it's great. Always
awesome.
great to see
Weird Science. We're children of the 80s
Anthony
again.
Michael
so-
Hall, AMH.
AMH as we know him, yeah. Weird Science, all those.
Shout out
That's
to
all I
Anthony,
remember.
our boy Anthony.
Yeah, AMH. And so anyway, he was in this, and he's awesome in this too. He plays the
Anthony.
dad of a kid, and so his ultimate bad guy is like gun running through this other former legit businessman.
Yeah,
So
and it
that's the
turns
sad
out
part of it.
actually Anthony Michael Hall, who at first seems like the bad guy of the show,
Yeah.
actually is a redeemable
Very
character
caring father.
and a caring father.
Only doing it for his family.
But he's being held kind of captive by Reacher's old buddy
Yes.
and nemesis in the show
And,
in this
yeah.
season. At gunpoint, essentially
Essentially,
being
at gunpoint.
hostage to do his gun running. But
And he
then
does
on
it.
top of that,
Yep.
Reacher's old buddy, nemesis here, is also being held at gunpoint
Yeah.
by like the Russian mob.
It's ridiculous.
Uh,
Oh, that's right. He
or
is,
like
yep.
some sort of mobsters.
Uh-huh.
Because he
So
owes
it's a big
them
chain.
money. So it's a big chain of
And I
bad.
think they even say at one part, everybody answers to somebody. I
Yeah.
think the bad guy says that. And he's holding Anthony Michael Hall throughout all of it. And Anthony Michael Hall obviously does bad things.
Yeah.
So he gets an honorable death, which was very predictable. And he ends up, that's how it ends. He ends up dying for his son.
for his son, and his son ends up riding off in the distance.
Stupid Hollywood
into
ending.
the sunset.
Super rich.
Now Reacher ends up getting his revenge.
Duffel bag of money.
Again, actually, Reacher's end scene, the end scene of him being like the guy with amnesia, like not remembering anything until basically Reacher's
Reacher
able to.
calls him out at
Do
the
you
very
remember
end."
me?
Yep.
And it's like you get a flashback of their
And that's-
relationship.
We should probably get to the knocks of the show that we had, because that was one of the knocks I had, was that guy was built up so much, and that's what he gets, is that
Yeah, it's just like a shotgun to the
it's a
face.
shotgun to the face, and the show was very
Actually,
gratuitous. as
so
far as
actually, the
dying
bigger
and
bad
violence goes.
almost is the giant dude in the
They
show.
have a 7 foot, a guy who's even bigger than Reacher by like a foot.
Yeah,
A
and
Norwegian
he's like
giant or
like,
something. I don't know
not
if he's
only a foot
Norwegian. I don't
taller
wanna
than
call out
Reacher,
that.
but
I
a
don't
foot
wanna say
wider
that.
than
Yep,
Reacher.
yep.
So, and Reacher himself is built like a truck. So
Yes,
it's just
I've
these
heard
guys
of
are
it.
ridiculous, giant. Like he's got to be one of these like world record bodybuilders.
Oh,
You'll have to look
yeah,
him
one of
up.
these strong men. I'm sure he's a strong man.
Yeah. So, anyways, they have an ultimate battle, and I thought that guy's death battle was much better.
Yes.
And it's carried out through the season. You see a lot more of that guy
A lot
than you
more
do of
like,
Reacher's nemesis
Yeah,
until the last
as far
episode.
as interpersonal fighting between him and Reacher, you know, you literally see that guy knock him out in one scene, so you know he's tougher than Reacher, which is amazing.
Yes.
You
Oh my
haven't
God,
seen that
no,
in 3
Reacher.
seasons. You have not seen
Never
Reacher
seen
get
Reacher
bested
get
by
hurt
anyone
like that before.
bigger or tougher. And so the last episode, literally, it's almost a 15-minute fight scene in the last
Yeah, it's a
episode
good
spent
episode,
between
yeah.
him and the Norwegian. I keep saying
Right.
Norwegian.
Is it
I
the
don't want to sound
second to
racist
last
here. I've already
episode
said
or the
Asian
last?
guy left and right. What?
Is it the second to last episode?
It's the second. No, I think it's the last episode.
whatever
where
episode
he's
he gets a
fighting.
good, great fight scene.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like
Because then he
it's
comes back
Terminator
onto
style.
the
At one
premises.
point they fall off a cliffside into the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah.
Into like this torrent.
Ridiculous.
They get pulled out to sea, have a sea fight.
They would have died
then
6
they get
times in the
back
fight
to
alone.
shore. It looks like the guy drowns,
Yep.
but he manages to come out of the woods.
Oh, he
all
gets a
like
chop to
so-
the throat. That literally looks like it takes an eye, literally eyes fully
Well,
open.
the fight scene, that was a badass fight scene.
But then he comes back. Yeah.
Ridiculous, but badass.
And funny
Yeah,
in a lot
funny
of
in
sense.
a lot
I
of
like that how they infuse the humor in it.
We're not
too.
going to spoil how he gets his end, but it's a good end scene.
I-
They foreshadowed it
I'm
pretty
fine.
well.
Yeah, we pretty
in
much
the
spoiled
show.
a lot, but nonetheless,
Throughout the show, they
it's worth watching.
foreshadow what's going to be his death.
Yes. Oh, they do. You're right. So that's very good too.
There's
Worth watching.
definitely a
We'll leave
literal
that for you.
Chekhov's gun
Yep.
in this
Yeah.
show.
Chekhov's
Throughout the
gun.
season, there's a Chekhov's gun show, and that ends up getting used.
Yeah.
As Chekhov's postulated.
And the ultimate bad guy, just a shotgun to the face. He's dead.
So yeah,
That's how
anyways,
it ends.
we don't
Anthony
want to
Michael gets killed by that guy. Yeah, we can keep rambling on. Really good season.
Really good season.
The acting's really good.
I think so far, though, my favorite season has been season 1.
Yeah.
But then this would be my second, because season 2 for me wasn't as strong. For some reason, I didn't. I had to watch a refresher because I didn't remember season 2.
Oh, really? I remember
So-
season 2 for, again, the characters. Like, he had a group
I
of 4
remembered
people.
season
interacted
1
with-
more than I did season 2.
I think I liked both, but I think I just like season 3.
But let's give it a rating. I guess we're gonna do it.
Yeah, let's do a rating.
For season 1, what would you have said? You gave
I
it?
would have given season 1 A
On-
minus.
on a cheesy action scale.
Cheesy actions, and accounting for that, cheesy action, and it's not to be taken too seriously, and very much gratuitous violence, which I love. So
What number?
So there's reasons people won't like it automatically, but
Give me a number here.
again, a number I would give
It's
it
around that.
85 first season. Second season, I love the bad
So
guy.
like an
because it was
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I would give the second season. I think it went up. It improved every season. So 9.0
Okay.
second season. This season 9.5. I know it's high, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, so for me,
Yeah.
it would have been like, I think season 1 was like an 8.5 as well.
Yeah.
I think season 2 is more like a 7.5
Okay.
for me, just because I don't remember most of it. I had to go watch it. But I don't know, maybe if I rewatched it, I have a different opinion. I'd have to, honestly. So
I think
that's
it
a
improved on it.
7.5 asterisk upon a rewatch.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what I will say.
I think
And the
from
last
strength to
season,
strength.
I'd say, was this as good as the first season, 8.5.
Yep.
You know, so it's a great show.
More
and
nuanced
if you
than one.
liked 80s and 90s action movies, this is right up your alley.
Oh, yeah.
You'll
love
enjoy it
this. Horror
thoroughly.
movies, Rambo
It's
movies,
worth your
comedies,
Amazon
and
Prime
movies.
subscription.
Yep.
So definitely go check Reacher out too.
Yep.
Lee
Gratuitous
Child's
macho.
inspired Reacher
Yeah,
from the novels.
is another thing. They're really good.
So they're all
on
kind of
another
each season.
sense.
What's nice is each season you can kind of watch
Not
in
very
any order.
intelligent, but they're good. Yeah.
Well, season 1 you might want to watch first just to get the character's background.
a lot of fun. I'd
But
say
season
that.
2 you
Gratuitous
kind of
fun.
swap order, and because they're separate storylines.
Yep.
And you don't need to watch one to know the others.
Yeah, you're not
And
getting
it's a
those-
good guilty pleasure to be like, I'm going to turn my brain off and enjoy some gratuitous violence.
Kind of like 80s and
Yeah.
90s action.
And
movies.
some gratuitous justice, sociopathic justice.
Yeah, very sociopathic justice.
So Reacher is basically asking the question, what if sociopathy could be used for justice?
like all the 80s movies again.
Well, highly recommended.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Beelman's
Beelman's
Corner today.
Like and subscribe.
Like
all
and
that
subscribe.
goofy stuff.
Go watch Reacher.
Have fun.
And we'll be back
It was
with
fun.
another Beelman's Corner down the road.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Adios.